Hey guys, it is Logan. I am back with something a little different today. So I had mentioned once or twice before about a guy that makes videos for YouTube, Michael MJD. He does some really cool Windows stuff. And I was watching his newer video a couple of days ago, and he did kind of two parts of it. So what he had done is he had went and was revisiting some of his old Minecraft worlds from way back when, and it really got me nostalgic, and I was like, I want to go and do that. Look at this one big world I worked on for a long time, and I thought, why not take you guys along with me? We'll go through it together, see what I was doing, talk through it. I don't want to say I stole the idea straight from him, more just inspired, I guess we'll go with. So, Michael, if you see this, I didn't just steal it. But I will try to link to his videos in the description below, so you can go check those out. Definitely give the man credit for what he decided to do, what he came up with, that I'm kind of sort of stealing, but we're not going to talk about that because it was just a cool idea, and I thought it would be something fun. I haven't looked at this world in a while. I don't even know if it really still works, simply because this is an old world. It's 3, 4, 5 versions, I don't know. It existed a long time ago, and it's been built on for years, and I just kind of quit playing Minecraft. I didn't think much about it. Like I said, seeing his videos really made me want to come back in and explore it. So let's get started. We're just going to do kind of a long form, explore, talk, look through everything, and kind of go over what I was going for, the process I was doing, and hopefully we'll get something kind of cool. So, alright, okay. So yeah, this is the main spot. This is my main house that I had built. Obviously a little cow pasture, cow field. And I don't know if that was ever changed or not, but I always know I had a lot of trouble with animals escaping pens if they didn't have 2 layers of fencing. I don't know if that was just me or what. So I started double stacking a lot of fences. So let's see. So I definitely been here after they added lanterns, whenever that was. I don't remember. Oh yeah. So this was all the rage at the time, was putting lampposts up using these trapdoors and these sensor blocks. At least I thought it was kind of cool. Let's see. So the main house, we got a little map. I don't remember this. Huh. A little map kind of showing where we are on our peninsula. That's kind of cool. Got some lighting. Whoa. Oh, that's cool. That's new. I don't remember I'm doing that. Got some stuff that, this was always creative. It was never meant to be done up as a, that's a book. As a survival world. It was always purely creative. So there's going to be stuff that doesn't make sense. And there are going to be some things that I skip over because we'll save those for the end. One of those being this button. So let's just keep going here. This. So this world, I'd always built it as just a single player world. In my mind, Minecraft was always I don't want to say post-apocalyptic, but a single person, your character, living in this world with these creatures. I started playing before villagers, before dungeons, all of that. So for me, it just kind of stuck. Which actually there is supposed to be a minecart. That is not what I wanted. Shoot. Man, it's been a long time since I played this, as you can tell. What is that? Minecart with hopper. No, I wanted regular minecart. There we go. So that's supposed to go there. Okay. But I'd always kind of built this with the anticipation that if something did happen, if somebody came after you, somebody started attacking you, that you would need an exit strategy. So I came down and I built underneath the pond this escape route, which will go later. That's going to be part of the toward the very end look. So let's go back out this way, which it does say exit. Back up here. Transporter. I started building these when I started learning how command blocks worked. And so I would put these in random places to quickly get around from A to B. Just kind of cool. And then I built, this is a cool little thing, a little panic room. So I built it out of obsidian, which at the time was unbreakable and was the strongest material in the game. I honestly don't know if it still is or not. But you could come down, you press this button, and these hoppers were full of lava buckets. Or not hoppers, dispensers, which would shoot out the lava, hit this water, and block up this whole area. I always thought it was kind of cool. Made yourself like a little panic room. So if we go back up here, we'll come outside. Made a little swimming pool with a high dive and a low dive diving board. I just thought that was kind of fun. Kind of going for like a homey feel. Whee. And then, of course, a little fire pit. A nice little tree, which I don't remember that being there. I just thought this was kind of a cool little area. It just went back there, so I put in just a little bed, some torches, kind of like a camping spot. Another little time or light censored light there. This was just a cool little lava feature. Oh, I don't... Wait. Okay, so that comes... We'll go look at that in just a minute. I don't really remember where that went. So, obviously, here's just the cow pasture. So, I guess let's go... Man, there's a lot here. So, this world was huge. I spent a lot of time here. So, let's just go this way. Library, TNT storage. Okay, yeah, so I just made a little library, nothing fancy, just a bunch of books. Now, of course, I was never huge into Minecraft, so none of these buildings look particularly amazing. Don't come at me. I played it for what it was. I was never... Oh, yeah, I named it Molehill. Why did I call it Molehill? I don't remember. I do remember that thing, though. That thing's pretty cool. Anyway, so TNT storage, danger, explosives. Just a bunch of random blocks of TNT. Just kind of meant to simulate like a storage warehouse kind of thing. An armory. Oh yeah, just a bunch of these interconnecting ender chests full of super overpowered weapons. Nothing crazy there. Lighthouse and pier. I made a pier. I don't remember that. Okay, so let's go. So we got these lanterns everywhere at night. They come on. They do really nice lighting around. Oh, that pier. Okay. And then I built this lighthouse. Again, it looks like crap, but it was kind of cool. I mean, for what I was going for at the time, it was neat. I don't even remember how I got up there, especially with it being this dark. And then it's just got this little area, a little observation deck, so you could come out and take a look at the world. So from here, so like there's the main house. That's where we started. And then, which there's a hole in the roof. Huh. And then library, TNT, armory. So you can see there's stuff all the way out there. There's stuff all the way out here. There's a giant wall over there. There's something way down under there, which we'll get to. So yeah, I mean, this world, I spent a lot of time building this world. And just adding things, changing things, playing with it. So let's see. Alright, so we come out here. These are kind of cool. I'll show you that at night. Which shouldn't be too far away. I see the lights are starting to come on. This was just a cool little pier that I had made. Kind of the idea that you could come out and do like some pier fishing, whatever. So we come back this way. We already looked at all of that. So I think about the only thing as far as landscaping that really remains intact from the original spawn was like this little water feature. You can see I just kind of carved out around it, flattened out this hill, flattened out a bunch of this. I mean, when I say I spent a lot of time in this world, I spent a lot of time. I don't know if there's a way to see how much time you've spent in a game world. If you're really into Minecraft and you know that, let me know, because I would be really curious to see how much time I've spent actually in this world. Actually, it's getting pretty dark. Prison ahead, emergency bunker, alpha, and bravo. Oh, Okay, so emergency bunker alpha. That's the one that kind of was over here. You can see the mine rail that I mentioned. That comes over here into this building. Got this cool little bridge. So like I said, with that mine rail, one of the things I was really big into was protection. Like you're being chased, you're being attacked, whatever. So this kind of feeds into that. Warning, use in case of emergency only. Blow bridge, pull lever, run like hell. There's a bunch of TNT and I think redstone under here that you flip the switch, it sends off and it blows up this bridge. So that was always just kind of something fun. Actually, let's run back over here really quick and I'll show you what those droppers, ejectors, whatever they're called, do. Boop-a-doop boop. Assuming it still works like I said. Let's see. Boom. Is it working? I can hear it. Well, I heard it, but I didn't see anything, so I guess that doesn't work anymore. These are supposed to be shooting off. Oh, they kind of are. They're just blasting at the ground. So these are supposed to shoot fireworks up into the sky. And it used to work. I don't know. I guess that changed at some point. Looked like they were shooting straight out. I guess that's just from the direction that these guys are pointing. Well, that's a bit of a bummer. That was always really fun to watch. Anyway, that's one of the things you deal with when you haven't played a world in 18 years. Alright, so what do we have here? We have the bunker, which we can just kind of see, and there's really nothing to it, but you can't enter it from the outside. Over here was the original jail. Use a boat for supplies or maintenance. The boat is gone. And then use railway for emergency. Do not use emergency only. So this is the original jail, which I thought was kind of neat. Has a little bathroom there, a bed, some light, a cobweb. Just a little prison in case you ever needed it. And then over here, I had built this out. This was meant to be like a maximum security thing, which you can tell from the name, Alcatraz 2.0 Supermax. The idea was that if you needed to come over here, you had this little boat dock. You would boat over to here, and then you could enter the jail with all these jail cells. And oh, I did put people in here. I was thinking that I had put some villagers in here using villager spawn eggs. Cell block alpha, D through G in the warden's office. So, oh, that's right, there's like 3 levels. This one's actually completely submerged. This one's underwater. And I think is empty. Yeah, there's nobody down on this floor. So we come back up to the 2nd floor, which I think is submerged as well. Here's the warden's office. Yeah, this one's underwater as well. You can see all the water. There's a little warden's office, a little button to get out, just for safety and security. In case of prison break, press button. Oh, yeah. So the idea here, you press this button, and it drops you down the trap door. The trap door takes you to this underground, underwater bunker thing that I made, which we'll look at a little bit later. I don't want to jump right to that. I want to cover more of the overworld stuff before I really jump into that. Exit. Swipe keycard to exit. Yeah. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. So that's most everything on this side of the peninsula. So if we start coming back this way, so let's drop down. So this was the treasury. This little thing you go down into. And then a bunch of chests. So the idea here, which you probably noticed it as I turned, there's a block of TNT. So this was a trapped redstone chest, whatever they called them. The idea, of course, was that if you lived here, if you worked here, you knew that these chests were safe to open. That one was rigged to stop intruders. Okay, so back up we go. And of course I got really into putting these, what do you call these, little step stones that give off a current and open doors. So I didn't have to spend a lot of time opening doors. Treasury over there. So over here we have some horses. We have some pigs, some crops. Welcome, Great Pumpkin sign. Not much else right there. So let's go. So this thing lights up at night. Just kind of cool, like a nice little Hollywood style sign. What was this? The Warriors. Oh. So this was meant to be kind of reminiscent of the, what was it, like 7,000 steps, whatever, from Skyrim, where you went up and you got to that temple, Tomb of Grandor the Mighty. And then you come down here, very ostentatious gold and looks like emerald pathway to a grave, or I guess tomb in this case, for Grandor the Mighty. Oh yes, super ostentatious, holy cow. Never forgotten, never forgotten. And it's just like a little tomb for that guy. I can't remember if in my head I'd ever made like a story for who that guy was. Just something to add a little bit of ambiance to the world, which, like I said, is supposed to be kind of abandoned. So we go on. This big, huge wizard tower. Actually, let me set the time. There we go. Today, just so we can see easier. Tower of Rylorn the Blue Wizard. Okay, so this was just a tower design I'd gotten off of some Minecraft website, and it was just layer by layer plans to make a wizard's tower. So I thought it looked kind of cool. And then, of course, the idea being that there was a local wizard who lived here. Kind of neat. I mean, for what it is at the time. Okay, so we come back over here. Some more crops on top of the hill, which we can get to, of course, from the backyard. Carrots, potatoes, nothing insane. A little back entrance to this area. Some pet wolves, which we saw if we come back to... So here's the treasury. We come back out this way. That'll get us over into the field, the crops. Just made a nice little tunnel here. And I built what was to be a schoolhouse. So you can see it's got like some benches. It's got a little blackboard. Just classic brick schoolhouse. I don't think there's anything else over there. Nope. And then, yeah, this was supposed to be a train station. So, castle straight ahead. I don't remember there being a castle. Train spelt out really horribly. That's that's actually kind of funny. And then, of course, windows. And so this thing was actually meant to circumnavigate the entire game world, which, if I remember correctly, I had set up, and then right as I was finishing, before autosave kicked in, the game crashed. And so I lost a lot of the final effort, and I never went back and finished it. We might take a ride on it and just kind of speed that up a little bit just so you can see what it was like. So, oh, yeah, I thought this was a cool idea. I just came through and put down these block stones in a lot of places just as a walking path. So as long as you followed these, you would always wind up somewhere and never get super lost. And that dock arena and desert ahead. So the idea there, of course, was that if you reached a crossroad somewhere that it branched off, you would be able to see, oh, dock arena and desert is this way. So at the time, that was cool. I mean, it is what it is. This is a hedge maze that I had gotten from somewhere. So it's just a cool little maze that you can plop in. And then, of course, you can go through, do the maze. It's got a little water feature in the middle of it, which is kind of neat. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, yeah, okay. So this is a church, obviously, named after some family. You come inside, you got your pews, you got your pulpit, nice little ostentatious cross there, a big chandelier. Nothing really going on there. The parsonage. So if you're not a religious type person, this is just a home provided for the reverend of the church. What is this, a cemetery? Oh yeah, this is a cemetery. Just meant to be part of like the church. Meant to be kind of like overgrown and filled in. Honestly, I'd completely forgotten about that. And then of course some more of these stone walking paths. And then over here, oh yeah, okay. So this thing just randomly I had seen was a locking door. So like right now it's unlocked, and then you could flip a switch and the door would be locked. So the idea of course being that from this side would be the exterior of your building. You could lock and unlock the doors from the inside so that you or others could come and go. Kind of cool, a lot of effort went into it, just trying to follow the instructions, which of course, I mean, it's all redstone, and like I said, I was never huge into the depths of Minecraft, so learning how to do this was pretty cool. Lodge of Order of the Skull. So this was meant to be almost a secondary location for those that weren't religious. So they could hold like town meetings and stuff in here, I guess, without it being a religiously affiliated thing. But one thing I do remember, is it on both of them? Yes. I used the secret hidden passage trick using signposts and wall art. It's on both sides. So that if you knew, you could almost like slide these out of the way, like, you know, in the game world. Come through here, down the dark, creepy path, flip a switch, and then you had like a secret organization's set up down here. I always thought this was pretty neat. The lava flowing, and you can just see it underneath all the glass. I thought it was cool. We go back up and out. Let's see. I think that's all that was in here. At some point, I was really into Game of Thrones in the earlier seasons. And so I thought, well, this is on a peninsula. Let's build a giant wall that goes all the way across, and it'll act like a barrier to keep things on that side out. So that was pretty nifty. It was huge. It took forever. Really nothing. I think it's just solid with like some stairwells on both ends. Nothing really of note. It's got these little guard towers. So this is the backside of the Mole Hill sign. I don't know how long. I spent a long time building this giant map, which I want you to look. Like, where can I see? Alright, so that's one block. So that's one map piece. So I would go out with maps, and I mapped out, I want to say this is the entire world that I had touched. Like it ends, alright, so there's something out here, all the way through this area to where we are here, out across the water in that direction, back down over into this desert, stuff over here out in the water, and then something out here. I want to say there's a building. Yeah, there's a building right there. So pretty much this entire map has something throughout it. So the idea was this would be the entire game world, and it was massive. I mean, like I said, I spent a lot of time here, so you can really see, like there, let's see, there's the train station, and you can see how it cuts out and it just starts running through this world. I spent a lot of time here. Let's see, so we looked at the lighthouse. I think we've looked at everything over here. Except for this. We'll come back to this. There's that ship I just found somewhere and put it in. I thought it looked kind of neat. So yeah, I guess let's jump to the other side of the wall. Which, if we follow our walking path, leads us right to it. Which again, like I said, this was created with the idea that people had been here before. So cabin. And so some of this would be guarded. So being like, this is through the big wall that we wanted to keep secure, there'd be, guards posted, what have you. Nice little pond. Just a random little cabin out in the woods. Originally, when I'd started this world, I remember good lord, I was just building over here on this little peninsula, and I thought, man, I'm going to come way out, and I'm going to build another cabin, and try to have two places. And so you can see, I mean, that's where we started. This is where way out was. That's just crazy. And so there's a few little animals over here. We'll keep following the walking path to the medieval house. What does that say? Cabin in the woods. Jackson Mine. Oh. Well, I had actually completely forgotten about this. Let's see. So now we're walking through the deep, dark, scary woods over to... Let's see, where does this go? Follow the path. Man, this went way out. Ah, over here. To a mine. Yeah. And then you could hop in this cart. Boop. And it would send you down through the mine. I don't remember what's at the bottom. What is at the bottom? Whoa. Holy cow. Whoa. Okay, so it just sort of ends. Built some gates up, I guess, to keep bad mobs out. Oh, that's right. It was meant to be like an abandoned gold mine, because some of the golden ore that was left. We can see here they were ready to blast some more rock out. Emergency exit. Proceed in an orderly manner. Remain calm. Emergencies only. Experimental elevator. Emergency blast-proof shelter. Oh yeah, this was... I want to say this was supposed to be like lead, I think is what I was calling this, and it was meant to be surrounded by something else, like obsidian or I don't remember. But it was meant to be we can't get out, we're stuck, we're going to go in here to be safe. Okay. Experimental. Oh, one of those water elevators. I don't even know if these things would still work in the game. Holy cow, it got really dark. Alright, can't see much. Oh, we're getting some light. There we go. Yeah, I don't know if these would still work without drowning you. And then it pops you out. Jackson Mine, no trespassing, emergency shaft exit. Huh. Okay. Oh, and then there's the entrance. Okay, wow. So that shows you, like, really how long it's been since I was in here. I'd completely forgotten I had done that. That's kind of cool, though. Let's see. So we were heading over here. Right, what I called the medieval house, which I think everybody that plays Minecraft goes through a medieval phase. They download the medieval resource packs and all of that. And this was meant to be like a medieval style house. And I think I tried to light this and it always burnt the house down. So I'd always have to exit out and load a previous save to keep the house from burning down every time. A little enchanting and brewing station. That's kind of cool. I don't remember where I got this design from, but that's like most things with this world. as I would build and change and download things, get ideas, and I don't remember where 90% of them came from, and I'm stuck. There we go. Why is there a random minecart? Whew. Boop, boop, boop. What is this? Blue. I remember this was a game of some sort. It's supposed to be like a multiplayer game. Oh, okay, yeah, I remember now. This was that game where you would run around and you would drop TNT and light it. I think there should have been a striker or a flint and steel. Anywho, you would drop a TNT and light it, and you would try to use the explosions to damage your opponent. I remember that now. Okay. I never really played Minecraft with anybody, so I put that there after seeing it up probably on some YouTube channel. I thought that would be fun, and then never had anybody to play it with. Just a random A-frame 2-story house. Another random house. I don't remember much about. It's kind of cool looking though. I kind of like the design. Huh. So getting out this way, it gets a lot more sparse. Like over there was definitely the congregated like cityscape. Out this way, things start getting a lot more sparse and spread out. I think this was just another little A-frame cabin style house. Nothing of note. We can see that's where the train comes around. There is a spot where it pops out over there, but here is a little house. So there's a pathway. Huh. So there's a boat here. I'd come around. I guess at some point I had intended to put like signage that there was houses and things this way, because I built the pathway and it leads you to this cabin, which I recreated over here on the river, which also has a boat. And I think I went through and expanded. What's this? Is it downstairs? Oh, enchanting room. I think I went through and I expanded the whole river to make it navigable the whole way. Like you could hop in a boat and take it until it ends in either direction. And if I remember correctly, so we were there, this river should be wide enough and open enough to get all the way over here, which it is except for this spot. Could a boat get through this? Can a boat get through a 1x1 spot? I don't know. I do not know. And you should be able to, yep, right out into the water. Huh. That's kind of cool. I surprised myself. So this was, I remember this one. This was another multiplayer game. Ready, press the button, and I think red team, blue team, shovels. Boop, yeah, there's a little teleport. So these are just snow blocks with the idea that you would run around and try to shovel underneath the other player or to dig yourself out a safe area and then to get them to fall. First person all the way to the bottom lost. So boop, 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 boop. And then there's lava. So you would just kind of burn up. So let's pop, pop, so we can get out. Yeah, I remember seeing somebody play that, I guess, again on YouTube and thought it was neat. So I thought, well, I want to build one of those. And so I did. Oh man, this brings back so many memories. Like movies that I would watch while building this out, TV shows. Like, I know I watched Justice League, the animated show, and lots of other stuff. I mean, just so much while building this out, I couldn't possibly remember all of it. Here's another fireworks display. which the idea was I just learned how to use these redstone sensor rel blocks, and so it would send out a signal, and as you came by it would shoot out here and shoot off fireworks, which I'm guessing do not work because those over there didn't either. Huh. Just that same A-frame house design from over there. I think this is as far as I went in that direction. I don't think there's anything else out there to be seen. This is just another one of those small A-frame houses. But now somewhere over here, I remember when I got this far, I saw the snow on the mountains. And in this game, I am a sucker for exactly two biomes. That is the birch forest, because I love birch and aspen trees, or white birch and aspen trees. And I love the snowy, mountainous areas, like where it'll just snow instead of rain. So I saw that and I came over. There's a big bridge that I built. Now, one thing I do... Okay, yes. Okay. So this river... Nope, not that river. Wait, maybe that river? Is it this river? Yes. Okay. So, I remember now. This river actually goes all the way out and circles back somewhere over around those cabins that I mentioned, that I had adjusted the river. So the idea was if you hopped in that boat, instead of popping out over by the snow game right here, instead of popping out here, you would actually follow that river all the way around. And then there's a bridge. You would follow that all the way, and eventually you end up at this house up on the mountain. And I believe there should be a staircase. Or, I want to say there's a staircase to get you up there. Because there's the bridge and there's no way to get up. There should be... There it is. Mountaintop cabin. So you would dock your boat here, and you could climb up this. Oh, and then climb all the way up this huge ladder. I don't know why I went the ladder route. And you'd pop up and you'd be at this mountaintop, snowy resort kind of retreated home. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's crazy. And then I think, let's see, if we follow this river, it should pop us back out into a swamp. Which I think it goes underground here, yes. Goes this way. So you go around the lava. It dumps you out into a swamp over here. Which then you can head back around and get back to any part of the main world. Yeah, like I said, I spent a lot of time here. This whole thing was pretty well thought out in terms of getting around from place to place. Okay, so that's all of that. So the train tracks, you notice they go off into the distance. We will come back to that. I really hope somebody can tell me how to see how much time I've spent in a world. Because I really want to know. Looking back at this and seeing all the things that I've done to it, I really want to know how much time I spent just building this world out. So we're back. Here's the maze. And then desert arena and ocean monument ahead. So here's a little boat dock. Just like a little marina. Here's our path leading us off to know how to get to places. Which I still think this is one of the better ideas that I ever really had. Simply because in a world like this, if you're trying to play it without flying, you will get lost in a heartbeat. At least I do. Maybe you guys don't. I do. There's a little bridge. There's another bridge. Path leads off into the woods. So this arena, let's see, what was... So I want to say there's a whole... Oh, wait. Make it night. Make it hard. So this is an island I flattened out. I built a wall up around it. And I want to say the idea was that you took spawn eggs for people and you filled out there with villagers. And then in here you would drop a single zombie. And then you would flip the switch, you would open the doors. Yes. Okay. And then you'd be up here watching. And the idea was kind of like a zombie infection type game, because it would set it right to nighttime. And then you would watch and try to see if your one zombie could infect all the people out here, however many you had, before daylight. Oh yeah, that was fun. I think I built another one of these out in the desert over here. So if we'd follow that path, it brings you to this huge bridge which takes forever to run across. And toward the end, there's a rail that just runs you over to another house that I had built. This is the Ocean Monument. I just came across it one day and thought, well, this would be cool. So I encased it in glass and used a bunch of sponges to fill out the area so the water would be gone. So I thought that was kind of cool. So like the whole thing's just dry now, and it's just a preserved ocean monument. This was kind of built up as a like Atlantis type thing, which I don't think I ever really explored it too much. But yeah, it was meant to be kind of like Atlantis, and so it had been found and preserved. You gotta keep in mind, like a lot of this was just stories that I had made up in my head about why these things were here and what they meant. So we just keep following this, follow the trail, over the bridge. Some safety railing. What is this? House ahead, marine base. Yeah, so if we come over here, probably should have called it submarine base because it's under the water. You come over here, there's another little boat dock. What does that say? To research lab and church. Yes. So there's this underwater research lab that I had gotten from, I don't know, one of those Minecraft world download building things. I thought it was just kind of cool. And I had this huge amount of water, so I thought, why not drop it in there? And yes, the frame rate is tanking, even on my computer, just because of how much it's trying to render. It's crazy. I mean, the frame rate is still good, but it's lagging and bogging down. We're trying to load all of this in. It was getting really bad last time I tried to play Minecraft, not this particular world. House ahead. So we going out this way. Oof, if that doesn't clear up, I might have to save and reload, see if that fixes some of it. We get to this house, which you can see that's the end of that. That's getting real bad. That's getting real bad. Alright. Can't even jump. Alright, I reloaded. We'll see if that helps. It seems to kind of unload the world, get rid of a lot of the stuff that we had seen. I think that's going to help. So this was just a house. It's real empty, not much to it. A little bathroom. And that's it. A lot of these houses I would just build to kind of give the world some depth, to build it and fill it in. And I did nothing with them inside. What is this? To Ocean Monument to Ranch. Yes. So if we follow this path on out, we get to this huge thing that I dug out, and I put a glass dome under it. Which, if you notice the ladder in the house there, it actually brings you through a tunnel to the inside. I think there's some lights. That's it. We might take a quick look at it, though. We keep following this. Let's see. That brings us, yep, to another platform. Arena. I think, yep, here they are. Same kind of buttons. Let the games begin. Put it all back. So this one I actually built after I started playing with command blocks, because there are command blocks ran in a sequence under the sand somewhere. Yeah, right there. That the idea was you hit this and it goes through and it triggers all of those. It spawns like a bunch of zombies and villagers. It changes the difficulty, sets the time, all sorts of cool stuff. And then this just resets everything. So that's really all there is there. I don't think there's anything out this way. Apparently I built a pyramid. So at some point I had planned on expanding. I think maybe this is just empty. Yeah, this is empty. I think I had planned on making this like a maze, like a mine, or not mine, pyramid themed maze. So yeah, there's nothing else out here. I kind of went a little ways away from everything else to build that. Over here's another church. This was like a mega church. I remember that much. And I put that giant cross so you'd be able to see it from way, way out in the distance. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is when I really started experimenting with different blocks for like textures and overhangs, things like that. A bunch of stained glass. Real similar to the other one we saw, just on a much bigger scale. So big stained glass, cross, a lot more pews. I think I used the same parsonage. That was a little different. But same idea, just a parsonage for the priest. And there's nothing... Oh wait. That looks like another cemetery. Yeah, I built another cemetery here using the same sort of idea. The locked gates. Huh. Bunch of wild animals. So, we saw the sign that said ranch. That will take us back to the far end of... I guess the sun's setting, so... This would be west. The far western part of the map, where nothing exists beyond it. I mean, as far as buildings, the game world obviously does. But, we'll go check that out. Man, either I've been doing this for a long time, or the days in Minecraft are a lot shorter than I remember. Because we've already had to set it today like 3 times. Let's go and do that again really fast. Oh, time, set, day. I remember that much. So, big trail leads you all the way across to the landmass. So if you haven't noticed, I've tried to connect everything. Whether it's by railcar, by path, whatever, it's all connected. It was meant to be a big farm that I never finished for whatever reason. So this was meant to be like a big ranch, hence the huge ranch house. I don't think there's hardly anything in it worth really looking at. A big fireplace, a big empty room, dining room, big kitchen. I think that's about it. There's really not a whole lot to the house. Little outdoor area overlooking the water. You can come down here, have a sunbathing kind of thing, which, wait a minute. There's something down here. I was watching Bob's Burgers when I built this. It's like a little hidden area. How did you even get here? Do not enter. F you, it said do not enter, you jackass. And then just some lights. That's funny. I mean, I think it's funny. I built it. I probably shouldn't laugh at my own jokes. But yeah, it was just kind of a cheeky little, you shouldn't be here. How did you get here? And then it said don't enter. Which I think kind of took from the, like those old jokes where somebody would have a folder on their desktop that's like homework, and you open it. It's like totally homework, and you go into that folder. Not porn. And then you go into that folder, and then eventually you just keep following it down, like a ton of folders, each one getting more and more desperate, like, don't go in here, you're not going to like what you see. And then eventually it's just like a Word doc that's like, why would you do this? Oh, yeah, I thought that was hilarious at the time. And of course, being a ranch, there's all sorts of animals. Oh, yeah. Rabbits, chickens, horses, cows, pigs, sheep. This random guy who was meant to be the farmhand, kind of helping out. And then, of course, an exit that gets you back to the main area, which you can tell from the ship is over here. Whew, this world is so big. Also, I lost track of how big it was building it. And looking back now, I don't know how I ever did it. This was a little perpetual motion minecart. It just spins forever. Oh, yeah. So this island was actually completely destroyed. This area was completely destroyed. I had gotten in here with mods like bombs and nukes and all kinds of stuff, had completely decimated this whole area. And I used, World Edit, to go back and rebuild this chunk as it would have been originally. Which is not exact. I guess from whenever I did that to like the original version, this was different because this was more solid. Like all this water didn't exist. But so I rebuilt it. And then I decided this was going to be kind of I think it's supposed to be kind of like a theme park with pixel art. So you can see like Pac-Man, Mega Man, a bunch of stuff from Mario, a Pokeball. So it's supposed to be kind of like a museum or theme park or something along those lines. I think this is when I discovered beacons. And they can shoot those lights out. What is this? Command block bunker. What does teleport somewhere? It looks like it's successfully done that, but I don't know where that would take me. We might come back to that. Boop-a-doop-boop. What else do we have out here? So this little island is obviously at the end of the railway. This will be, what was it I was calling it? Command Bunker Bravo or Emergency Bunker Bravo, something like that. So the idea was if you were still on the run after leaving the house, getting to this command bunker, you would ride out this railway and then you would have this house to live in. Now there should be, alright, so there's this island. I want to say it's this island. One of these has an additional bunker. I think it's this one, this little teeny tiny island. Just kind of out here in the middle of nowhere, nondescript. I want to say that somewhere, yeah, here it is another bunker. Transporter room. Maybe that's the only way you could get to this one. Bunch of stuff, I guess, that I just dropped while I was building this. Oh, yeah. Okay. I remember now. This. Okay, yes. Alright. So this one was originally connected to Bravo. So kind of the same idea, Alpha to Bravo. If Bravo fell, you would ride the minecart to Charlie. Then if Charlie, you would have to know where to get in. There's supposed to be some kind of marker somewhere to kind of give you an idea that you're supposed to enter here. And then you would put the block back above you. And so if somebody came here, they would think, oh, there's nothing. Why did they come to this place? Wow. Man, I spent a lot of time on this. I know I've said that about 25 times, but it's kind of blowing my mind looking back at it, all the things that I've done. So this is another one of those destroy it behind you kind of things. So do not enter, danger, danger. So you can see there's a bunch of TNT, and then there's a tripwire strung across. So the idea, again, was that you would hop on that in an emergency, zip out through here, then you would trigger that tripwire, which would blow this up in the process. And then just for realism, I made it go all the way to the ground. So yeah, you tell I was really into like backups and backups for backups. So if we go back over here, that gets us to this guy, which was meant to be kind of like an underwater cabin sort of thing. Kind of neat in my opinion. Just a regular little house. And then it overlooks this gigantic empty mine shaft. So you can see there's more minecart track. So we'll go take a look at that, because I'm sure at least one person, if anybody watches this, was looking and saying, what was that? Because I've kind of glossed over it. Former blasting mine ride. So this is meant to be another amusement park style ride, which we might do again at the end. We'll just kind of go through all this, look at everything, and then kind of run through those before we do the big finale. So this, I just started digging down for some reason. I don't remember why. And then over all this time, I dug all this out. I would use TNT, I would use mods, all kinds of cool stuff, just to be testing, seeing what they did, blowing this stuff out. And it, of course, created this huge chasm underneath the world, just right underneath the main game world, which made it really hard to dig down in places. And so eventually, when I discovered this area, that was when I thought, well, okay, man, I'll build this house. That'll be kind of cool. And then at one point, it should be somewhere here, was when I was learning redstone. So I would put different redstone things down, testing it, seeing how it worked, what they did. Obviously a redstone that's splitting doors. What was this one? Oh, this one was meant to be kind of a test for, can redstone like move around and do all kinds of stuff and still open a door. I don't know what this does. Doesn't seem to do anything. Wait. Nope. This is some door testing, I guess. I don't know what the lever was for. Oh, this was testing sending a minecart back and forth. Trying to figure out how to launch a minecart so it moved. Random, hopper testing. Oh, tripwire to do things. Okay. Wow. There's just so much of this stuff that I honestly do not remember what I was doing with it. So that goes to a chest. I don't know why. So many things that I was testing and doing that I don't remember what. Oh, those are lights. Okay, trying to create like a functional light switch. Oh, this was super cool. I found a design for this somewhere. Hidden blocks that you could reveal by using redstone switches. So pressing this causing a bunch of stuff to happen, which in turn causes this block to be swapped. So the idea was that you could hide things almost in plain sight as long as you knew where to put the button. So like this one, break it. Oh no, there's nothing here. Plop a button, press a button, and like a chest or something would pop out. So I think I used that in another world. Oh, I did for switchable lighting. So lighting was hidden into the world. And then come nighttime, you would press this button and a bunch of lights would come out. I toyed with doing it on a timer, like one of those sensor blocks, but I could never get it to work. This was to make redstone go up. Yeah, to make redstone climb. Okay. Oh. Oh, right. This was testing shooting fireballs out of these blocks, whatever they're called. The shooter blocks, not droppers. Hoppers? No. These things, whatever they're called. And so I put the carpet or wool, whatever that is, in there because it's flammable. Okay. This was an attempt to make, yes, to make redstone transition straight up as opposed to winding and climbing. It's a button. Ah, that was to dispense. Oh, it's a dispenser. Duh. Lava. Yes. So that's where I got the panic room idea. What is this? I don't know what this is. Oh, it created an infinite redstone powered loop. That's what that was. Okay. Wow. This went back a lot deeper than I thought. Yeah, so I mean, you can see how long it's been that I don't even remember half of what is going on. So this mine ride, it just goes around. I don't think there's anything really interesting down here besides that. So to find our way out, we just follow the column of redstone, and it's already nighttime again. Wow. And boom. Daytime. So I think that covers everything. No, that does not cover everything on top of the world. So this place. So the idea here was to build an underwater town. And you can see I didn't get very far. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like 6 buildings. There's meant to be like a little town square around a fountain. I remember that now. And then you could only access it by coming here, which I guess in retrospect, honestly, if this had been a lighthouse in the middle of water, this would be kind of BioShock and Rapture-y, which at the time, I had not played BioShock. So I can't say I stole the idea, but that's actually interesting now that I think about it. So yeah, the idea was that this was the only entrance, and that you would come down and there would be this huge underwater city, completely self-sufficient, O2 production, authorized personnel only. So this would bring you over here to this underground tree forest where they were producing oxygen. So that's all that is. Kind of neat though. Boopity boop boop. And of course, like I said, this was meant to be a whole town. So there's the town square with the water fountain, and then brick paved pathways. I think this is just a house. Yeah, just somebody's little house. Another library. It's a cool second floor, lots of books. I think down here is like a reading area, yep. The big fireplace, meant to be kind of like big comfy chairs, and you could grab a book off the shelf, read it while you're still here. This was my house. Logan's house. There's a bed. Here's a bathroom that's super dark. Why is it so dark in here? An enchanting table, some pictures, a chest, a radio, or not radio, a jukebox. This was kind of cool. I was actually pretty proud of this. A bank. So you could come in. Here's all the tellers. And then locked entry. So one thing I was planning to do, and I remember having to scrap it, was building a huge vault back here with a vault door that would open via redstone. I never got around to it. I know I had to scrap it 2 or 3 times because I could not get it to work. Some cool little pillars, water features, safety deposit boxes. Oh, that's right. So these little trapdoors were meant to be like safe deposit boxes. And then just a cool little bank. I mean, I think it's cool. Boo, what's over here? Oh yeah, so I built this to show Adam in case I could ever get him to play, or his wife. I tried to get both of them to play. And so I came in and I had built him a little house so that he would have somewhere. Oh, a little storeroom that he could craft and build in. The oh shit switch. That's part of the grand finale. A bedroom, and then of course like a little balcony that he can overlook the non-existent town. Oh, this was a restaurant. Call it the Atlantic Cafe because, haha, it's underwater. So the idea was you would come through here, baked potato, steak, salmon, chicken, and that there were dispensers back here. You press a button, it drops it into the water, and then, in theory, the water current brings it right to you. And then you have food delivered. And so, of course, then there's some seating here. And you go upstairs, and there's all the dining tables. There's a little fireplace for ambiance. Thought that was kind of neat. So, I think that's everything under here. Which takes us to drop all of this. To our not so obvious hidden passage. So this is the oh no switch. And then you come down here. You have electrical maintenance, which I thought I was being funny or cool by building this in as kind of like an electrical area where you can come and see how everything's wired up. And of course you can see the switch over there. Let's go back to it. Oh, this way. So the idea being that these would be in the off position. Something bad would happen and this would be your escape route. So it's dark, you flip the switch, it lights up all of these lights all the way down the corridor. Then you would climb up here, still having light. And then you go pop. And you would pop out right here back on the main island. Nothing to see here. Go away. So again, kind of a cheeky little Easter egg thing that somebody could come along if they managed to get out to this area. They'd be like, nothing to see here. And it's just a tree, so maybe they think like, oh, there's something hidden in the tree, whatever. I thought it was clever. Let's see, is that everything? No, oh, that's right. There's one more of those. Now let's just see if I can remember where it is. There's one more secret, hidden kind of, you're not supposed to be able to find it, places. Is it over here? I think it's right here because of the sign. Nope, nothing here. So I think where is it? Somewhere over here. There's I think it's right here. Yes. Headquarters of evil. Muahahaha. Yeah, this is meant to be kind of like a, what was it? Not the anti-Justice League, the Legion of Evil kind of thing, like their headquarters. So they kind of had this hidden base. Bathrooms, you could come in. Bedrooms. Oh yeah, there were bedrooms. So if they needed to stay here, the Legion had a place that they could spend the night. Kitchen, they could also cook. Pantry, like some seeds, some cake, things like that. Electrical maintenance. Oh yeah, this thing was kind of cool. So these are all a bunch of lights, obviously. But if we come back to the conference room, because it's the Legion of Evil's headquarters, you flip the switch, you can see all the lights just kind of turning on in sequence. Just because of how redstone works. Which I kind of liked, because it gave it a sort of like fluorescent feel, like you go into a big conference room and they have all those fluorescent lights that you flip a switch and they turn on kind of in sequence as they warm up. So that's kind of the idea here, is that they would turn on and off in sequence. I tried setting it up to where they all came on at once, and I ended up not liking it. So I went back to the sequence. That's kind of cool. So I think that's everything there. Yes. Yeah, so that's that. That's everything in the world. So I think what we're going to do now is I'm going to come back to the train station. There is one more thing, actually, now that I think about it. But we're going to come back to the train station here. We're going to hop in the train, and I'm going to give you all like 2-3 times speed, just so we can get through it quickly. And then we'll hop out at the final location, and then we'll talk for another minute, and then we'll pretty much be at the end. So let's throw down a minecart. Alright, so this has changed, because originally it went up, and the idea was that you would get in the minecart, and it would drop you off and you would go, but that's not there anymore, but it's okay. So from here, I'm going to hit the button, I'm going to put on some music, speed it up a little bit, and I will catch you guys when we get to our destination. And we're here. 8 years later. So, I totally forgot how long that ride was. That took a lot longer than I remember. But in the end, it dumps you here at this castle, which is meant to be just kind of like this big second, third, fourth, whatever part of the world where like a whole village would be sprung up around it. It's got like its little moat. And then, of course, because I was learning redstone and I thought it was the coolest thing ever, these switches so that you could raise and lower the drawbridge kind of thing. Wait, that's not it. Where's the one that raises and lowers the drawbridge? That's the doors. Ah, here it is. I don't know why it's on this side. I don't know. Anyway, so the idea was that you could obviously raise and lower the, quote, drawbridge for access into the castle, which is pretty empty again. So, alright, so I think it's time to address these transporter room signs that you've seen and I've mentioned. So if we hit this, boop, we get teleported here. So obviously this was meant to look like a Star Trek transporter pad. And we've got all these different things: cabin in the woods, snowy mountain, home, castle, igloo, village number 1, number 2, vacation home, bunker Charlie, there it is, the gorge bridge. So all of these were set up so you could quickly and easily move from here, which was the hub, to different parts of the world. So for example, if we hit home, boom, it drops us right here, right back at the main area. So if we come back out here, I'm sure some keen-eyed people noticed it when I was talking about the prison. There's that area right there. If we go back into the prison and we go to the warden's office again, we go back to our in case of prison break button, and we're back. We get teleported right back to the transporter room. So like I said, the whole idea was to have this area, hello Frank, that's Frank the polar bear, to have this hub area where you could easily and quickly get to different parts of the game world. So castle, that's where we came from. So we're right back in the castle. So in theory you can just bounce around all over the game world. There's a little light switch, of course. And then here's that entrance that you saw from the prison. So it just exists right here underwater. A little bit of light so you know where it is. So that is one thing that I forgot to mention. But yeah, like I said, the idea is that you could just transport all over the place. The cabin in the woods, the snowy mountain, the castle. There's an igloo somewhere. Whoa. What's going on? Okay. That's very... Whoa. What just happened? Okay, the world hadn't loaded in, so that was crazy. So I came out here, I made this little igloo. Yes, there's a fire. No, it will not melt the house. It took me a long time to figure out where I needed to place that fire so that it actually would not melt these ice blocks. So this place, and then there's a little ice fishing hut. Oh wait, that's not an ice fishing hut. What is this? I thought that was an ice fishing hut. Oh, that is a nether portal, which is another thing that I almost forgot about. So this place, oh, there's the ice fishing hut. I knew there was an ice fishing hut somewhere. It's right here. Ice fishing cabin. There you go. For anybody that happens to be Canadian. So this place, I want to say if you point that direction and you just go for a long while, eventually you run back into the main area, the main world area, the main city area. So I think I just pointed in one direction and just kept flying. Came across this, thought it was a cool little area. Like I said, I love the snowy areas, so we'll go back. So most all of the places, with the exception of home, should have a teleport to get back to the transport room. So this is Bunker Charlie, which was on that island. Igloo. Somewhere way out in the world are these villages. Why or what is happening? It's trying to build the world as I'm teleporting into these places, and I'm messing with it. There we go. So somewhere way out in the game world are these... What did I build here? Oh, this was meant to be like a watchtower. A super safe watchtower that you could only get up by swimming through the water. That's right. Anyway, so I'd come out and I'd found like a couple of tiny little villages and had connected them through these command blocks. That's right. Then Gorge Bridge should be... Oh lord, there we go again. There we go. Yep, that's the big bridge, and there's the mountain. And then here's your transport back. So... Oh, thunder. And then over here again, I was learning command blocks. To kill the player character, give night vision, remove effects, which those didn't seem to work. Give yourself a command block, set the time, make it rain or not, and then out through here. So I kind of quickly moved on from the nether blocks. So here is there's a bridge. So over here you have... What's this? What was this? Oh, this is the underside where... Okay. Huh, so I could have gotten out that way if I'd been smart. Yes, let's just get to the lever so you could lower and raise that bridge from this side. What on earth did I do? Good lord. I went and completely broke everything. There we go. So, this, obviously being up on this grand pedestal, is important. I hid some stuff back here. Thought that was just kind of fun. So, this is the big nether portal, the main one. So from here, whenever it loads... From here to transporter, castle. So from here, not only do you have the transporter buttons to village home, to the igloo, to the castle. I want to say there should be more. Village home, igloo, village home, igloo. Valley Home. I don't even remember that one. But these were a series of tracks throughout the nether that would take you to various locations. So obviously just a nether hub. And so you could follow those to wherever. And it would pop you out at the final destination, wherever that may be. Ooh, that was close. I'm surprised I made that. So I don't know where this one goes. Let's find out. This is the igloo. So, like I said, there was that nether portal under the igloo, and that's why. The idea was that if for whatever reason the teleporter didn't work, there was a series of hubs through the nether that would get you to and from places a lot more quickly. So I think now that is actually everything. We've went through the overworld, we went through the nether portals, we've went through, what is this weather? Weather clear. There we go. We've looked at everything, we went through the portals. I think we have looked at everything, so now comes the fun part. So now is when we go back and we start looking at all those switches and buttons that I said we'd come back to in the end. So for the first one, this entire hill has been hollowed out and laced with TNT. So if we come through and we press this button, we can destroy that entire hillside. Completely blown up, all gone. So big. And then we have the heck. Okay, so if we go back down into our little emergency bunker we had talked about, and we hop in here, we take off. As we come through here, that dog. No, what are you? Why? 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 Okay, did it shot me off the rails? Let's try this again. Come on. There we go. So I think somewhere out there that should have triggered some explosives, unless I undid that, which it looks like I may have. Because there should have been some explosions that took out that entire tunnel. Either it just doesn't work anymore, or I took it out. It is hard to tell. So here's Bunker Alpha. So again, the idea, you'd come here if you had to. You could have escaped. Or if you were coming from this direction and needed to ward some people off. Warning, use only in case of emergency. Okay, we flip the switch and... kaboom. Oh, no, that's right. The tunnel, I couldn't set that up because the tunnel ran right under the bridge. So blowing the bridge actually blows both the tunnel and this bridge. And then we come back over to this place. Do not use. We put the minecart down. We take off. It pulls us across thanks to redstone. And we can see way out there is that building I mentioned with the tripwire. So as we cross through, we will hit the tripwire. As we hit the tripwire, it will trigger those and blow up the bridge. Ta-da! So I think then the only thing that's left, as far as fun stuff like that, is back out here in the underwater world. So if we go back out here, which I want to cheat a little bit. Shh, don't tell nobody. And then we come here. So if we go back to Adam's house and we press the button or switch, if it worked, it did not work. Oh, I disabled that because I did not want him to screw it up. That's right. Redstone, turn that off. Redstone, and boom. So it launches little fireballs out, which will start burning his house down. So for whatever reason, something goes bad and we needed to destroy his house, we could pretty easily do that by just pressing the switch. I don't know why those are still powered though. But yeah, so that starts just burning his house down, which depending on how the game is feeling in regards to the fire spread, it can burn his entire house down as well as the restaurant. Oh, yep, you can see there it's spread over to the restaurant already. Or it can burn part of his house down, none of it. It's really hard to tell. So that finally brings us to my switch, which just sets off a series of explosions, blowing out my house and the escape route. And that's all there is to it. That's all of the big explosive, dangerous stuff. Well, ooh, it's definitely doing a number on his house. Oh yeah. Oh wow. It's burning most of it. I kind of want to hang out for a minute, see how it does. You can see it's spreading really well into the diner. I don't think there's any more switches or anything like that throughout this side of the underwater city. Oh yeah, I had cows. I forgot about that. Poor cows, living their whole life down here. Let's see. So yeah, that's there's a bat. I thought I had avoided most of the bats by having enough lighting, but apparently not. So, wow, that really is doing a number. I think we're just going to watch this for a minute, see how it does. And then I want to say that that's about it, my friends. We've went through the whole thing. We've triggered the oh no switches. We've done a lot of damage to the world, which, of course, I had a backup. I do not want to lose this. So I think we're going to start wrapping it up. I know this has been entirely different than what I normally do. It's longer than what I normally do. But seeing Michael go through and do his really struck me with the nostalgia that I'm sure he got looking at his. And so I wanted to come through, take a look at mine, show it to you guys. Kind of look back at what I had done, why I had done it the way that I had. And just kind of revisit some of that. It's been a lot of fun. And of course, being able to put it up on YouTube for, not just for you guys to watch if you do, but also just as a way for me to have that if something happens. I've lost a lot of worlds, I've lost a lot of games and work that I've done on games like this in the past, just due to hard drive crashes, due to, you know, all sorts of various things, games not being supported anymore, me losing a license to it, what have you, to the point that I could never go back and find some things like this. So being able to make this video, to post it out there, to show you guys this world, and also have a record of it just for posterity, I think is a lot of fun. It's a good idea in my opinion. And then of course I'll try to keep a backup of it, but there's no guarantee that eventually they won't release an update to Minecraft that completely breaks this old world and makes it entirely unplayable. So having this, I'll always have it out there, and you know, hopefully somebody saw it, you got some excitement out of it, it stoked that same nostalgic feeling in you, seeing the game, hearing the music, seeing the game, the sights, the sounds, things like that. And maybe you'll want to fire up some of your old games and to take a look at those. So guys, I really appreciate you hanging out with me if you did. I am Logan. This is not The Long Drive. This is Minecraft. Don't expect more of it. I'm not a Minecraft player. This is, like I said, just something I had built a long time ago, spent a lot of time on, wanted to revisit. I will link Michael's videos in the description below. Definitely go check those out. Give him the credit he deserves. This whole thing was pretty much his idea. So I have him to thank for it. If you didn't like this, blame him, not me. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Logan. This has been Minecraft Retrospective, and I will catch you next time.